What's going on, fitness family? It is Coach Z, and I want to make a video to share with you guys how to get more protein in on a regular basis. Obviously, right now we're doing the P3 challenge, plank, push-ups, and protein, and I feel like for most of you guys, the planks and the push-ups is something that you can improve on. It's physical, and you guys are gonna come into boot camp. We can knock that out, all right? The protein is going to require a little bit more effort, a little bit more preparation, a little bit more structure in order for you to do it. So in this video, I want to give you guys the structure and some tips that you need in order to help you improve your protein. With this challenge, I'd like to see you guys, if you are not already getting at least 100 grams of protein in a day, I hope by the end of this challenge, we can help you do that, and that's what this video is about. All right, if you're looking for a 1-minute video or a 30-second video for me to give you all this information and give you all these tips, you're gonna have to go someplace else. This is not that video, but for those of you who are looking to improve, get more protein into your lifestyle, get more protein in your diet, then this is the video for you. So stay tuned as I walk you guys through this. All right, so my goal with this video is to share with you guys how to get 50 to 125 grams of protein for this challenge as we progress through the challenge, right? First week is 50 grams, second week is 75, third week is 100, and by the fourth week, we want you guys at 125 grams or more, but it's a progression, right? I don't need you to get there all at once. Some of you guys might already be there, all right? And if you are and you're getting it in on a regular basis, it's probably not the video for you, but I'm sure there's some tips in here that you can benefit from, all right? But at the end of the day, by the end of the challenge, I would like you guys to be at 100 grams or more minimum by the time we get to the end of the challenge, all right? So let's keep it moving. So a lot of times what you'll see in our before and after pictures at Max Impact is not only women who have lost weight, but you'll also notice how toned they are, all right? The great workouts do that, but great nutrition also needs to be married to that, all right? So you need both. So helping you guys get more protein, that's what we're gonna do. So 10 reasons you need to eat more protein. Reduce your appetite and hunger levels, increases your muscle tone and strength. It's hard to increase your muscle tone with low levels of protein, and that goes for your strength as well. Can it be done? Sure, but when we work out, we break down muscle, and through rest and your nutrition do we rebuild that muscle leaner, toner, and stronger, and protein is a key element in that. It's good for your bones. As we get older, bones don't operate like they used to. So this helps you. It's like the fountain of youth, right? Great workouts plus, the right amount of protein helps keep your bones nice and strong. Reduces cravings and desire for late night snacking. A lot of times when we're malnourished, that's when we get in trouble with the cravings and the late night snacking. Protein is also, with increased lean muscle, is going to boost your metabolism. So you don't have to work out as hard in order to get phenomenal results. And that's one of the keys to maintaining your figure. That's one of the keys to maintaining your results, even once you have arrived at the finish line, even once you have hit 100% of your goal. That higher metabolism is what's going to keep you there once you get there, all right? And it increases your fat burning, lowers blood pressure, cholesterol, things like that, helps maintain your weight loss. Again, reduces joint pain, helps repair your body after intense workouts. And as you guys know at Max, we do some intense workouts, and this is going to help you repair and recover faster. So let's say we do a crazy leg day on Wednesday, you can come back the next day, Thursday, and do the max card. Not to say that you won't be sore at all ever again, but it will reduce the level of soreness so you can come back and get after it the next day. Start the conversation. I want to give you guys the reasons why this is important. So how to crush it on protein. This is the agenda for today. First things I want to talk about is understanding, nutrition 101. Like, what's the base level nutrition that we need to be doing on a regular basis in order to be successful with our nutrition and having an overall healthier lifestyle. What should your plate look like? A lot of people, believe it or not, don't know what a good plate should look like, if we're going to be eating healthy on a regular basis, how to track, and we're going to talk about how to plan, because planning is super important if you're going to be getting higher levels of protein in. A lot of times people do not plan out what they're going to eat for the week or how they're going to eat, and they just wing it. And if you wing it, you're going to end up with the same poor results you probably have been getting in the past. So we can't wing it. We have to prepare in order to be successful. All right. And I'm going to give you guys some great sources of protein as well. All right. So let's talk about Nutrition 101. All right. Nutrition 101 works like this: 5 meals per day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 healthy snacks. 5 meals a day. That's the 5. All right. You should also know how many calories you should be getting in per day. For many of you, you're going to fall in this 1,200 to about 1,700 for most women with the kind of goals that you guys have. On average, a lot of you guys, to kind of narrow that down a little bit more, is in that 1,300 to 1,450 range. Some of you may be a little bit more. Some of you may be slightly less. There's a lot of factors that go into that. And for many of you that are in the Max Impact program, we've already talked about what your exact target should be. So just follow that. All right. And then how are we going to know that we're actually staying within, let's say your target's 1,350. How are you going to know that? Well, you got to track. All right. You're not going to just be able to wing it and figure it out. You have to track everything that you're eating, and tracking everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And that includes the weekends. All right. You guys should be eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. So let's say your day starts at 8 a.m. Then, you get up and you get going and you have breakfast at 8 a.m. So don't skip breakfast. At 11 o'clock, you should be having that snack. At 2 o'clock, you should be having your lunch. At roughly about 5 o'clock or so, your second snack. And then roughly around 8 or so, we have our dinner. Okay. Now, if it's 2.5 hours, that time frame is going to be a little bit more compact. But point is, every 2.5 or 3 hours, you should be getting some food in. All right. So what's a meal and what's a snack? Let's make it simple so you know exactly what a meal should be and exactly what a snack should be. 250 calories or more is going to be considered a meal. Okay. So most meals are going to range from about 250 calories to about 400 calories. All right. Snacks, 249 calories or less. That's going to be a snack. So those are going to range anywhere from 50 calories up to 150 calories. All right. A meal or a snack can be anything. All right. Food or drink. Okay. Let the numbers tell you if it's a meal or a snack. People have this, preconceived notion like, oh, if I eat eggs, it's got to be breakfast. It can't be a snack. It's got to be breakfast. If I have, let's just say a protein shake, that's got to be a snack. That could be your breakfast, right? It just depends on how many calories are you consuming with that particular meal. That's what considers it to be a breakfast. I mean, not a breakfast, but a meal or a snack. The amount of calories, not what the actual food is. I mean, if you want to eat chicken breast for breakfast, you can do that. If you want to eat eggs and turkey bacon for dinner, you can do that. It just depends on how many calories is in each of those meals. So what should your plate look like? All right. So this picture gives you a great indication of what your plate should look like. All right. So a quarter of your plate should have your protein. So that's going to be your meat, your fish, your chicken, your tofu, whatever that happens to be, somewhere about 100 to 200 calories there. All right. Your starches. All right. Quarter of your plate should be your starches. Potatoes, pasta, rice, sweet potatoes, things like that. That's another quarter of your plate. And then half of your plate, the other half, should be vegetables. All right. Colorful veggies, non-starch veggies. All right. 50 to 100 calories there. And in grand total, if you bring all those numbers together, and this includes your drink, because we're going to be having water or tea. We're not going to have the sugary drinks and sugary juice and all that stuff. We're going to have water. We're talking 250 to 450 calories, guys. All right. I'm not sure what your meals have looked like in the past, or how many calories your meals have been, or maybe you don't know because you never tracked. But this is what it should be. Excuse me, about 250 to 450 calories in that meal. All right. So giving you a clear example. All right. So let's say that we have a 6 ounce chicken breast, right? For our protein, 165 calories. You can replace that, for your vegan, replace it with tofu. You can even replace it with a veggie protein shake for all I'm concerned. Okay, just let the numbers do the talking. All right, but anyway, roughly about 165 calories. A half a cup of brown rice. All right, about 75 calories. All right, half a cup. And then we have a full cup of broccoli over here on the other side. 100 calories, 0 calories for our water, 340 calories for our meal. So does that fall in our 250 calories or more range? Of course it does. All right, so what is that? Is that a meal or a snack? It's a meal. All right, that'll be a great dinner or even a great lunch. All right, so that is what your plate should look like, and looking at it from the numbers. And when it comes to this, numbers should really be the main thing that you guys are looking at. And what the food is and what it tastes like and all that should be secondary. All right, so we're going to track everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. How are we going to do that? All right, how are we going to do that? We're going to be using the app MyFitnessPal, tracking everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the weekends. All right, now I do have a warning. All right, and we see this a lot. And we want you guys to avoid this. When people start to go down this weight loss journey, this toning journey, this fitness journey, they go from overeating on calories and maybe not even knowing it because they never tracked, to all of a sudden they start tracking and then they start under eating. So they're going under 1,000 calories, under 800 calories, thinking if I lower that number, I'm going to be able to get results faster. And I'm going to need you to be patient. All right. I'm going to need you to be patient, and I'm going to need you to do it the right way, because I don't want you trying to starve yourself in lieu of getting to your goals. All right. It's going to kill your metabolism. And it's just not going to be good for your long-term fitness longevity. This is not a sprint. Okay. This is a marathon. For most of your goals, it's going to take time. So let's do it the right way from the jump. Even if it takes us a little bit longer to get to the final destination, but at least we get there in a way that we can sustain for years to come. And that's what I'm looking for you guys. All right. So the main things you want to focus on: your calories, your macros, and just being consistent. All right. Showing up every day, tracking every day. Calories and macros. I recommend MyFitnessPal. This is what it's going to look like in FitnessPal. Tracking everything here. And then looking at the macros over here. All right. So those are the main two things you want to track. And then from there, just being consistent. So let's talk about how to plan, because how are we going to be consistent and all that stuff without planning anything out? Well, let's talk about that. All right. You're not going to succeed without a proper plan. You can't wing it and expect to be successful here. It's just not going to happen. So let's talk about what we got to do. We got to meal prep. All right. A minimum of 1 to 2 times a week. Maybe do it on a Sunday and maybe do it again on a Wednesday, but at least give me at least one meal prep for your week. So that way you got a plan, you're going to get your protein in, it's all mapped out, it's all planned out, and you're going to knock it out. All right. So here's what you should prioritize in your prep. All right. Protein should be your number one thing, because that is the hardest thing to prep. And let me explain a little bit more. All right. Protein requires you to, let's say you're making chicken, or you're making shrimp, or you're making a fish or something like that. Look, you can't overcook it. You don't want to undercook it as well. You also want to season it. You want it to taste good, so that you want to come back to it when on day 2 or maybe even day 3 of your meal through your week. So make it taste good. So take your time, grill it, bake it, saute it, whatever works out best for you, but do it right. Get a good recipe, season it so that it tastes good and you want to come back to it. All right. Then after that, prioritize your snacks. And then carbs and veggies are really easy. I mean, you can get steamed broccoli in a bag where you can just throw it in the microwave and be done with it. You can do the same with brown rice. Those are very, very easy. Doesn't require a lot of prep, seasoning, and all that fun stuff. So when it comes to prioritizing your prep, go protein first, snacks second, and your carbs and veggies third. All right. All right, guys. So what are some great meal prep examples? Well, here's some on the screen right here. And notice with these meal prep examples, the food is in the containers. The chicken, the green beans, the tomato, it's all in the container. So all it is grab and go. All right. Complete the whole process. Don't just make all of your proteins. Don't just make all of your carbs. Just don't make all your veggies and keep them in the pot. Take the next step so that this can literally be a grab and go process. You literally grab it out the refrigerator. It's already ready. It's already portioned. You already know how many grams of protein, carbs, fat, all that's in it because it's already portioned out. All right. Grab and go means 5 minutes or less. You're out the door. That's how you can take full advantage of your time with your meal prep. All right. So make sure it's grab and go. Finish the process. All right. That's what it should look like here. All right. So now I'm going to give you guys a couple of expert tips. So number one, have a little bit of protein in each meal. There's no reason you should be eating like 1 or 2 meals and trying to get all of your protein in, get all 100 grams in 2 meals. Because what that would mean is you're trying to stuff 50 grams of protein in 2 meals. It's just not going to work, and your body's not going to absorb it, and you're probably not going to feel good either. So just don't do it. All right. So here's an example. So for, we're going to follow the nutrition 101. We're going to have 5 meals, right? So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. For the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it should be somewhere in that 20 to 30 gram range. And for your snacks, in that 10 to 20 gram range. And here's some examples, right? For breakfast, egg whites and a couple slices of turkey bacon. You can have some spinach along with that and make it happen, 20 to 30 grams there. Got a protein shake for snack, nice and easy, 10 to 20 grams there. Lunch, you could have salmon paired with starch carb, brown rice, sweet potato, have your broccoli or your green beans or your side salad or whatever. And boom, we got our 20 to 30 grams with our lunch. For snack, we have a handful of almonds, Greek yogurt, insert your snack. Just make sure it's 10 to 20 grams of protein there. And then for dinner, we're going to have 4 ounces of chicken breast, 4 to 6 ounces of chicken breast, anywhere from 10 or 20 to 30 grams of protein there. And you're going to have that on top of a salad. You're going to put your chicken breast on top of your spinach salad, and boom. All right. We got, on the low end, 80 grams of protein. And then on the higher end, we're talking 130 grams or more, guys. So that is how you do this. But again, it requires preparation. So, prepping is key. On to expert tip number 2. All right, start off each day with a protein goal. So if you're just kind of starting out and you're trying to ramp this thing up, start off with a goal, right? Every day, I'm going to get in at least 75 grams of protein. And all you're going to do is take your daily goal and divide it by the number of meals you're going to have. So let's say our goal is 75 grams of protein a day for the week. Then I got to make sure in each meal, I got to have at least 15 grams of protein. How did I get to that number? I just took 75 and I divided it by 5 because that's how many meals I'm going to have. I'm following, again, nutrition 101, 5 meals a day, right? 15 grams with each one will get me to 75 grams and we will have achieved the goal. We can take it a step down and say, hey, I'm trying to hit the 50 grams of protein goal. Well, then all of a sudden that needs to be 10 grams per meal, or ramp it up to 100. All right. You can do the math, ramp it up to 20 grams. But that's an easy way if you're just starting out to be able to get the amount of protein and just divide it by each meal. Now, for my previous example, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner had higher grams. But if you want to start off and just make it easy, just again, with each meal, have the same amount and just make sure my meal ain't complete unless I got that number of grams of protein in. Forget about everything else. Get the protein right and everything else will fall into place. I promise you that. All right. So here's a list of some great protein sources. I'm going to post this in our group so you guys will have access to it. But you can Google, great protein sources for, if you're okay with eating meat, but also vegetarian and pescatarian, whatever side of the fence you fall on with that. I'm not going to go into that. That's out of the scope of this particular presentation, but chicken breast, bison, turkey breast, tuna, shellfish, egg whites, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, protein shakes and powders, on and on. You see the list. All right. Here's some great sources for vegetarian and pescatarian folks. Now, I am going to be honest. You will have to work a little bit harder. You're probably going to have to have more of this stuff because at the end of the day, the protein amounts in them is smaller. So you're going to have to, fill up your plate a little bit more. But it can be done. You're just gonna have to think it out. You're gonna have to plan it out, and it can be done. But again, like I said before, you can't just wing it. All right. Saturdays and Sundays, if you guys are in the P3 challenge and looking at this video, that's where we're going to be posting our wheel. So within those wheels, we're going to be looking at those protein amounts and seeing if you guys are, getting it in. And all we want to do, we don't need perfection. We just want to see an increase each and every week as we post to see that you guys are making improvements. We don't need you to get it all in, the first try or whatever. Just we want to see constant improvement. That's all we're looking for. And here's an example of what we're looking for. This is the diary from MyFitnessPal. But if you use another app like Lose It or some of the other apps out there, they have macro charts. Just find it, and that's what we're going to be posting on Saturday and Sunday for accountability and stay on track with the challenge. So here's your homework, guys. Make sure you set up MyFitnessPal so you can start tracking. You want to be tracking your food and your protein. Post your wheel on the weekends. We're starting with this coming weekend, so let's get it done. Stay on track with the P3 challenge, hashtag P3 challenge calendar. 50 grams in week 1 is the goal, 75 in week 2, 100 grams in week 3, 125 grams in week number 4. So guys, I shared this with you because I thought it would be helpful for those of you who struggle to get the protein in. So take these tips. They're only good if you actually put them into practice. So put them into practice. And if you guys have any questions, comment below. Email us, or if you find this on YouTube, you can comment there as well. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, like it, comment, feel free to share it. We want to help people who are looking to live a healthier lifestyle, not only with their workouts, but also helping them do better with their nutrition so we can see sustained long-term results. I am Coach Z. Hope you found it helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great one.